Without doubt, I get a lot of fun from my heavy 4.3 metre Quicksilver inflatable, powered by its 25 horsepower outboard. I use it for my multi-day adventures which involve long open sea crossings to the Inner Hebrides, etc. However, there is no doubt that I use the 2.75 metre F-rib and its 6 horsepower outboard 3 or 4 times as much, and it is every bit as much fun as a larger boat. Gordon has also discovered that his Hornwave 3.8 IE airfloor and 6 horsepower outboard has opened up a whole new world for him, and is starting to use it more than his heavy XL and 20 horsepower inflatable outfit too. It is true that the easier a boat is to get on the water, the more it will be used. Also, a lightweight setup can be launched anywhere, as in this adventure. We launched from a lay-by on the A85 just to the west of Cruachan Power Station. Then we made our way to Loch Eilean to see its castle. Next we headed southwest to land for lunch at Struan. Before continuing our way down the loch to land at Innischonnel to visit its castle. Then we headed back up the loch, passing Loch Eilean Castle again, and continuing on to Culchurn Castle, at the very top of Loch, before returning to the launch point. From the large lay-by on the A85, the boats and outboards were carried 30 metres down the path to get to the loch. An impossible task with a heavy outboard even when using transom wheels, but not a problem for the lightweights. We set up the boat on the beach, which not surprisingly we had to ourselves, although kayaks often launch here too. Gordon got the deal of the year on his 6 horsepower outboard. He bought a second-hand 4 horsepower in pristine condition and upgraded it to a 6 by putting on a carburetor. It was less than half the cost of a new one. It was a miserable wet morning at the end of last year's boating season. Although I don't often do freshwater lochs, I was looking forward to seeing Loch, and a long run in fresh water would help get rid of sea salt out the outboard. Despite what you may read on the internet, we find 6 horsepower outboards perfectly adequate for one person in inflatable boats, in both sea and freshwater use, even in strong winds. Top speeds are around 14 miles per hour. The Hornwave is possibly carrying a load of around 300 pounds with Gordon, his dog and all his gear for the day. He trims the boat by sitting in the middle and using a tiller extension. The outboard is trimmed in hole 2 from the transom. The Hornwave can actually keep its speed up in the rough better than my F-rib. This is due to its extra length and its softer ride. It didn't take long to reach the islands in the middle of the loch, and soon I was lining up to land on Eilean to visit its ruined castle. It's believed the castle once belonged to King Alexander III of Scotland. who gave it to Sir Gilchrist MacNaughton in 1267. During the 14th century it then became a Clan Campbell stronghold, until 1748 when a MacNaughton retook the castle from the Campbells. It was finally abandoned around 1769. So although it looked rather damp and uninviting, it certainly had a colourful past. Having seen enough, I left it to decay in peace and headed back to the boats. Loch is 20 miles in length, so it took longer to go from end to end than I first imagined. Sometimes the loch is wide, and at other times only a few hundred yards across, so it often feels like boating in a big river. Eventually we arrived at Innischonnel Castle, an impressive ruin of yet another Campbell stronghold from around the 1300s. it's certainly worth a landing and a look around. Having seen enough of this castle's history, we then headed back up the loch. Finally we arrived at Culchurn Castle at the very northern end of the loch. The water was shallow over a muddy bottom which prevented us landing, but by this time we had seen enough Clan Campbell ruins, so headed back to the launch point and recovered the boats. Another great day in the water over. Thanks for watching.